What's happening, guys? Welcome back. We're taking a bit of a detour on the build today. Alright, so I know last episode we spent a bunch of time pulling the motor and getting the chassis up to ride height. And then actually before that episode aired, another episode came out where we got the new welder. I got the welder after I did the chassis, but anyhow. So what we need to do this episode is build a cart for that welder. Because right now there's nothing securing my bottles upright. So anytime I take the cap off, I'm always running the danger of a bottle falling over and turning into a torpedo. So I got some steel, I got some caster wheels. I don't have a great plan for how we're gonna do this. We're gonna kinda just shoot from the hip on it. But yeah, should be a fun little project at least. Let us use the welder a bit and get used to it before we get going on the chassis. So let's grab the saw and get to work. Alright, now that we have the top and bottom frames done, we need to do the posts. I want to make sure that that I kind of have a handle up here nice and high, because I don't want to have to be bending down every time to drag this thing around, and I don't want to start dragging it around by the welder. So we're gonna make the welder's gonna sit on the left side, bottles are gonna sit on the right, but we're gonna make kind of a bit of a tower on the right side here in front of the bottles, and that'll give us a place to hang on to it. So I'm also going to kind of match the angle that welder has so that the front kind of lines up with it. So let's measure the angle on the front of that thing and then cut a couple posts. right, guys, it's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna shut her down for the night, but we'll pick back up on this tomorrow. And we're back. It's a new day. I laid in bed last night thinking about this project, and I realized that I made a mistake yesterday. These are the pieces that we were welding at the end of the last day, and this is for kind of the main hoop that's going to go over and hold the bottles and everything. And one of them has to stop, and one of them has to be full length. And this is the one that has to be full length, and we forgot to make it full length. So what we're gonna have to do is have basically a splice in that top rail. It's not ideal, but it's also not a huge deal. We'll just weld it nice and straight and finish it out, and you'll never really tell the difference. So I cut those pieces this morning, and we're ready to just keep welding. So we'll fire up the new welder and keep going. Alright, I think it's time to finally start assembling this thing. We got the bottom all finished welded, and then we ground it back because the uprights are going to sit on those corners. So we got the uprights ready, we got the top frame ready. Let's just tack her together. Alright, slight miscalculation. The distance between those two rails is a little bit too tight, so the welder doesn't quite fit in it. But I'll fix that some other day. Other than that though, everything looks good. Came out pretty straight and square. I need to finish up a little bit of welding and then add like bottle trays and some hooks and stuff for all my reels, and then put the wheels on it. But I'm gonna do that throughout the week. I'm gonna call this an episode. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. We'll be back next week, hopefully working on the car. So we'll see you then. I'm out of here.